Yes, bro, good to see you, man. So I've just been for my morning run. Absolutely the best way to start your morning, without a doubt. Every single morning you should be getting up, getting some daylight, sunlight on your skin and in your eyes, and just getting the blood pumping, getting that heart pounding, and, you know, getting your body just nice and warmed up for the day, rather than waking up sluggish, scrolling on social media, getting out of bed, feeling stiff. Get up, down a litre of water, do some stretches, straight out the door, get some daylight, go for a run. I promise you'll feel absolutely amazing for the rest of the day. So while I was on this run, I took a moment. There's like a little sprinting field, so you know where they do the sprints and stuff back and forth. There was a little strip of astroturf grass on this field just down there, right? And I was just sprinting back and forth, and I was doing some push-ups and stuff, listening to my music. And in between like my push-up breaks, I checked to see, my girl sent me a message, right? And she's in Thailand at the moment, and I'm here in Manchester. We've been seeing each other for a couple of months, but you know, we've actually gotten closer since she's been away than we were before. So things are, you know, progressing quite nicely at the time I record this video. And we've already, you know, gone through a couple of little dips and a couple of little like wobbles, I guess you could say, just about like trust issues and things like that. And it's interesting because as we get closer and closer, and as we become more emotionally attached to each other, and you're going to learn something from this, because if you meet a girl that you genuinely really like, you're going to experience the exact same thing that I'm doing right now. And I want to give you this cure to make sure that you don't ruin your relationship, or to make sure that you don't ruin yourself, basically, by doing these negative habits. So I was doing my push-ups, I whipped out my phone to reply to my girl. She sent me like a Snapchat, and I opened the Snapchat, and it's just pictures of her like on the beach and stuff like that, and she sent me a little like bikini picture or whatever. And I don't know what it is, bro, but every now and then it's like the picture itself there's no reason for me to feel insecure about it. It's just literally a picture of her like drinking coconut juice or whatever, coconut water, whatever the fuck it is, on the beach in Thailand. Like, there's nothing to it at all, but my brain instantly just starts thinking insecure thoughts. I don't even know why, bro. Well, I do know why. I'm gonna come to that in a second, because I've analysed this, but I don't know why in that specific situation it just instantly pops insecure thoughts into my brain. And you can probably relate to this, man. You know, you might be walking down the street and you'll just feel insecure for no reason. It's weird, isn't it? You might catch yourself in a car mirror and just start feeling insecure. Or your girl might say something and you'll feel insecure about the relationship, or whether or not she's cheating on you or something. It's bullshit, isn't it? It's so stupid. Like, and there was a little TJ interview that I was watching. Now, little TJ is an American rapper I like to listen to. And in the interview, he was talking about how, like, the guy that was interviewing him asked him about relationships and has he got a girl in his life right now, because, you know, these rappers are just running through fucking holes, bro. So he asked that question, and he's like, you know what, players have the most trust issues. And when he said that, I was like, fuck, bro, do you know what? It's absolutely true. And I'm not a player by any means. I've just had my fair share of experience with women, let's just say that. I'm not a player by any means, but I'm aware of female nature, and I'm aware of what women get up to, and that's the exact thing that was meant behind that quote, I guess you could say, is players do have the most trust issues, because you know what girls are like. I've been in the club, man, and I've told this story before, but at the start of the night, a girl will tell me, yeah, I've got a boyfriend. She'll show me a picture of the boyfriend, show me the lock screen and everything of the boyfriend. By the end of the night, she's doing some very, very naughty things that I couldn't even feed back to you, because I might get demonetized, right? Where's the boyfriend gone now? You know, and she might never ever tell that guy. He'll never ever know. He'll think, oh yeah, she's just going on a nice night out with the girls. Like, he'll absolutely no idea what happened. And yeah, she was drunk, fair enough, but there's no excuse. You know, and just because I've seen that kind of shit, because I've been on the other end of it, I've been the single guy that's just having fun in that scenario, but the girls have been onto me. It does breed these trust issues into you, and especially because my past relationship as well. There was some, you know, I was so naive at the time, and I was so young at the time in my first proper relationship, and I kind of got, I guess you could say, fucked over in a couple of ways. I was lied to a lot and stuff like that, and, you know, it does solidify these insecurities in your brain, because you're thinking, well, if that's the only experience I have with women, it's just women being untrustworthy. Now, I've met some very, very nice, loyal, beautiful women that are very trustworthy, but obviously your mind naturally just focuses on the negatives, doesn't it? It's like the old example of, you could have a million positive comments, but the one negative comment, you'll focus on it and it will ruin your day. And it's because our minds, evolutionary, whatever the fucking word is, are hardwired to focus on negatives, hardwired to focus on bad things, to keep us safe, to keep us away from it. So what your brain is doing, bro, when you've got a girl that you like, or whether you're just walking down the street and you look at yourself in the car mirror and you think, fuck, I look so ugly, or whatever it may be. When you get these negative thoughts, when your brain naturally starts focusing on the negatives, it's because it's trying to keep you comfortable. It's trying to keep you safe. Love, being in love with somebody, trusting somebody, especially in the situation I'm in where we're literally on the other side of the world right now. Being in a situation like that and trusting somebody takes courage. It's not easy. It's not something that, well, I'm in love and yeah, I just trust you. Like, trust has to be formed, and it takes courage to be able to trust somebody, because you are literally wearing your heart on your sleeve. You're putting your heart out there on the line. If this person breaks that trust, you're going to be heartbroken. It's gonna hurt you. It's going to give you literally physical pain. So it takes courage to love, and I think because of that, your brain understands that, and it's trying to keep you comfortable. It's trying to keep you in the nice, like, nah, don't pursue that relationship, because if you pursue it, or if you allow yourself to get attached to the girl, there's a risk of heartbreak. You might get heartbroken. She might, betray your trust. And I completely understand that, and I'm sure you do too. But that's no excuse for not loving somebody. That's no excuse for closing yourself off and not allowing yourself to get attached to any girl ever and just running through loads of hoes. Because love, like I always say, is the most beautiful thing on the planet. And in order for you to truly feel the positive side, the most beautiful feeling that you could possibly feel as a human being, which is being in love, for you to experience that positive, you have to have the risk of the heartbreak, the risk of the negative. So it does take courage. And I want to teach you how I've learned to deal with my insecurities, because we've all got them, right? And my girl especially has them too. We've spoken about this, vividly and openly together, but it's something that all people will struggle with in relationships, and I want to just give you the cure to it, right? Like I said before, your mind naturally focuses on the negatives because it's trying to keep you comfortable, it's trying to keep you safe. But if you're constantly staying safe and comfortable, you're never going to truly experience life. If you never ever try anything new, if you never ever commit to anything that you don't really know how the outcome's going to turn out to be, you'll never experience anything. Your life's going to be very mundane. It's very boring, isn't it? So we understand that, okay, we don't want to stay comfortable, because you're not going to grow either. That's another part. You're just not going to grow. You're not going to learn anything. You're not going to get anywhere. You're going to stay the same person for the rest of your life. So we understand, right, we want to some degree do things that are scary. We want to some degree do things that are uncomfortable, that we don't quite know how they're going to turn out. We want to do that because there's a lot of positives on the other end of it, right? So how do we combat this? Let's say you are in a relationship, or you're seeing a girl right now, or for whatever your situation is, you just feel insecure sometimes, whether it's about your personality, who you are as a person, your physical looks, your relationship, your girl, what she's up to. How do we deal with these insecurities? Now, you must understand, you are literally, to a certain extent, feeding those insecurities yourself. You're actually making them stronger, because they might have been formed from past relationships, your childhood. Maybe you've watched your parents and your parents cheated on each other or something, and that's all that you know when it comes to love, so naturally you're insecure. It can come from anywhere. It can come from high school, etc., etc. But you have a choice now. As a fully grown man, you have a choice whether or not you feed that belief. So you can choose to believe, oh, well, every girl I get into a relationship with, because in my situation, I've been fucked over in a relationship, right? I could choose to believe, well, in every single relationship, I'm going to get fucked over. In every single relationship, I'm going to get lied to, or, whatever it may be. I can choose to believe that. Consciously, I can pick that as my belief system. Or, because I don't have any facts, this is the main point I want you to understand. When you feel insecure in a relationship, like my situation, I'm thinking, oh yeah, but what if she's doing this with this guy? I wouldn't know. She doesn't have to tell me. She might be doing things with other guys. And you feed into these thoughts, it's going to make you feel like shit. Now, the main key point I want you to take from this is, in my situation especially, and probably in yours too, you don't have any key facts. You have no actual confirmation of this belief. So you choosing to believe something that takes power away from you, even though you don't actually have a confirmation that it's true, is just foolish when you put it like that. Does this make sense? So if I choose to believe, yeah, well, she's off with other guys right now, she's probably being a hoe out there and she's not going to tell me and all this kind of bullshit, I don't actually have any evidence of that. There's no facts that have been proven. I don't know if she's actually doing that or not. So why don't I just choose to feed into the belief that's going to give me the most power and confidence in the situation? Because I don't have the facts anyway. Fair enough, if one day I find out that she's been doing that kind of stuff, then yeah, fair enough, I've got the facts. Now I can act upon it. Now I can choose to call the relationship off. Right? But until that day comes, or if it ever presents itself, I may as well just believe that, no, you know what, I'm going to trust her. Because I don't actually have any factual evidence to prove otherwise. So I may as well just trust her. Because it makes me act in the most attractive and confident way. It gives me the best energy to then give to her. It keeps the relationship in this beautiful, positive dynamic. Because if you're insecure in your relationship, your partner's going to feel that. And it's not nice to be around someone that's constantly like, oh, you're not doing this, are you? Oh, you're not being a hoe, are you? That's not attractive. It's not nice. So you may as well just choose to feed into the positive belief, because you can choose to do that. So every single time this negative thought pops into my brain, every time an insecure thought pops into my brain, I simply just choose, I replace it with a positive one. So instead of imagining her being a hoe out there and making myself feel like shit, and then naturally my negative energy is going to bleed into the relationship, instead I'll just imagine her being good. I'll imagine her just thinking about me. I'll imagine her just, oh, I really miss him. I'll imagine these good scenarios instead. Which likelihood, if you think logically, is probably what she's doing. She's probably not out there being a hoe. Right? Analyze the good things that your girl does for you. And think back to all the good things where she's done things that you prove to yourself, she really, really does like me. Think back to those things in these insecure moments, because they'll give you that inspiration. They'll give you that confirmation of like, oh yeah, you know what? She is good. She does like me. Because I know how hard it is when you get into relationships, especially when you're young and you don't have that much experience, or maybe you do have experience and that's the problem, you know, because you've got negative experience. But whatever the reason may be, I understand it can be frustrating. I understand it can be difficult dealing with these insecurities, but you have power over your brain all the time, so choose to feed into the positive beliefs. So I got that negative thought, I identify it, I almost just caught it. It's like I caught the thought in my brain, and then I decided, you know what, I'm not going to think that, because it doesn't give me power. And again, like I said before, I don't actually have any facts to prove it. So me just feeding into that negative belief is just going to make everyone's life around me, including myself's lives, just shit, just negative. So why would I do that? All the good things this girl has done to me, all the good things this girl has literally stuck by my side, even though all of her friends were like, he's a player, you know, be careful, don't trust him. She's still stuck by my side. She still trusts me. She's still there supporting me. You know, she's so supportive with my dreams that I'm working on and things like, such an amazing girl. All the things she does, even last night, she just sent me a random message like, good night, baby, I miss you. This kind of shit, for me, I love the little things. I love the little lovey-dovey shit like that. I'm quite a romantic at heart. I genuinely am. Like, although I'm a bit of a slag in my single days, when I find a girl that I like, I love being romantic like that. I love that kind of shit. As soppy as it may sound, I don't give a fuck. So you have to remind yourself of all the good things the girl actually genuinely does for you on a day-to-day basis, because that one insecure thought that probably isn't even real anyway, it's kind of literally a construct in your own imagination, and you're just feeding it with energy. Remind yourself of the real good things that the girl actually does. Like, bro, there's no way there's a dog coming through there, lad. The dog invasions are getting wild now. You know, she changed this, without me even knowing this shit, she didn't tell me this, she just changed her Spotify playlists, little profile pictures, to pictures of us. You know, bro, so many, I can't even tell you some of the things because they're quite personal. I don't want to, like, feed too much into my private life, but just the supportive shit that will be on the phones. She's such an amazing girl, and I think you have to remind yourself of all the really, really good things that she does for you when you get into these insecure moments, and feed into those positive things instead. Yeah, fair enough, if one day the negative actually does happen and it comes to light and you realise it and it's an actual fact, like, yes, she's cheated on you or whatever, fair enough, then yes, you can feed into the negative because she's actually done that. Then you can choose to break the relationship off and go and do your own thing. But, you know, until that day actually presents itself, you may as well just choose to feed into things that give you power and confidence in your relationship. So keep that in mind. The coaching is down below if you want to learn more from myself about this kind of stuff, because I understand it can be quite tricky trying to navigate life, especially as a young man. Now, I've been there and done it in a lot of different realms, in pretty much every realm of life you can possibly think of. I've made mistakes, I've tried things, I've experienced things, and I want to save you that time of having to make those mistakes, because it's taken me literally years to learn this shit. But life is so much better for me now because I understand all of it. The only thing that you're missing is knowledge, right? You have the capability, you've got the drive, you've got the ambition to be better and to improve yourself, hence why you're watching my videos. But the one thing you're missing is the knowledge. That knowledge to just bridge the gap and actually take you from who you are now to the man that you keep visualizing, the man that you want to be. It's knowledge that's going to get you there. It's knowledge that's going to teach you how to make true money online. It's knowledge that's going to teach you how to get women. It's knowledge that's going to teach you how to retain those women. Do you understand? It's nothing that you can really do as a character that's going to change. It's just the understanding of life. And I will teach you that in my coaching down below in the description. Alongside that, if you are struggling with any sexual issues at all, whether that be semen retention, your porn addiction, premature ejaculation, erectile dysfunction, again, I've been there and done all of that as well myself. And again, it's taken me literally years of embarrassing and awkward and struggle some moments to learn how to do these things and learn how to master these things and master my sexual energy, and I want to teach you how to do the same thing to save you that time, there's a video course linked in the description or in the about section on my channel. You get to pick the price. It's literally thousands of dollars worth of knowledge, and you can pick the price. Don't miss that opportunity. You'd literally be stupid too. So keep that in mind. Look after yourself, bro. I'll see you soon.